First, let me describe some of the sounds that you're hearing. In the background, you'll hear the air pump, 30 psi air pump pumping. There it goes. The other sounds you are hearing, the high frequency and low frequency sounds, are of the pulses that drive the 4 motors to move the icing head up and down and sideways and backwards. Motors are driven by pulses, and each time a pulse comes in, you get a little sound from it. If the pulse comes in very rapidly, then you hear a high frequency sound. If the pulses are low, then you hear a low frequency sound. These pulses actually turn the motors just a very small amount, and it's that way that they can control exactly where the motor positions itself, and that translates into very precise positioning of the icing needle. The air is supplied through the tube that we pointed out before, and that's 30 pounds of air pressure. When the air pressure is released, and it has to be released at the end of the icing coming out of the tube, because if it isn't, it'll keep forcing icing out of the tube. You can hear the air pressure release when the machine stops and then raises. So you'll hear it here very shortly. Listen carefully for it. There. I think you probably heard that. This machine runs on hardened steel rods. There's actually 6 of them, 2 there, 2 here, and 2 on either side. You can see the lead screws turning, and as they turn, the nuts move up and down on the lead screws. These rods, these steel rods, control the motion of the icing head by moving it. It can only move in a certain pattern. You can only move along the rods. And to make that move smoothly along the rods, you have bearings, and these bearings are located at various points in there. The change from the original design of the bearings to this bearing design was one of the things that we were able to do to reduce the cost of construction of this device. The bearings that were in the original machine would hold about 3,000 pounds of weight. These bearings will hold something in the order of a couple of 100 pounds of weight, but this thing is so light that you don't need the heavy bearings, so you can use these, and they are about 1/10 the cost of the other bearings. I suspect that we can speed this up by about 4 times, but I haven't tried that yet. The icing goes on parchment paper, and we're going to stop at the end of this column, change the color, and start the next column. These will air dry in about a day, and if you put them in a oven, we have some cardboard boxes with hair dryers that heat the air in the oven. They'll dry in there in a couple of hours. Once they're dry, they come right off the paper. There's no resistance at all to removal. So we're going to stop this now, and we're going to switch to the other syringe.